I'm gonna finish. La la la, wait till I get my money right. Tupac told me back in the days, you had to get your money right, and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.
Hey guys, what's up? It is your girl Kelly back with you guys here for another video. And if you are new here, I just want to start off by saying please hit that subscribe button, guys. I would very much appreciate you doing so, and that way you guys can be here for all of the bullshit that we are fixing to get into as we enter this next phase in life, guys. Is it yay 24 for life or what? Y'all let me know. And if you're not new here and you are a returning viewer, subscriber, any of the above, I thank you as always. That is just so heartwarming to see, truly, honestly. And guys, if you like the video, please give me a like at the end and let me know in the comments what you think about all of this madness that we are fixing to get into. So, of course, what else could, enable me to get on here with the quickness, with a quick little video and a kiki for you guys, other than the man himself, guys. So, a thing happened yesterday, and I don't know if you guys have heard about it. Let me know in the comments if you have or not. So, Ye was supposed to be doing another interview with Whack 100, okay, on Clubhouse. So, we were notified of this through the channels that, Nick Fuentes and Ali Alexander, who are somewhat, I guess, representing Ye right now in the public eye. And so we were given the forewarning that this interview would be taking place. And of course, I wanted to make sure that I was tuning in because I love hearing him speak, because if there's one thing that I'm going to do, if you tell me not to do something, okay, if you tell me don't listen to that person, they're crazy, they have bad ideas, just don't, why would you think that? You're stupid for thinking, or try to discourage me from listening to a point of view that the mainstream doesn't want me to listen to, you can bet I'm going to listen to it. So, and I think that there are other people out there like this, just completely filled with utter disdain for our government and the status quo and what they try to tell us that we have to do and how we have to act. And so they're fueling the fire, truly, honestly, when they do these sorts of things. I believe somebody called it once the Streisand effect. Like, the more you try to suppress a point of view and try to get people to look away from someone who is speaking about something that you don't like, well, guess what's going to happen? That's the more they're going to want to go and seek those opinions and those views out. So, long story short with that, I'd heard of Clubhouse before, but I had never downloaded this app. I don't really care. I always thought it was very lame. Like, a bunch of people just getting up in an app that don't really know each other and talking about random shit. I don't know. Never appealed to me. I either like to listen to podcasts or, do the talking and make my own. Or, have one-on-one conversations with people in real life. But all this internet weirdo group chat shit is just, it was just a bizarre concept to me. But I went ahead and took the initiative, downloaded Clubhouse, made sure that I was prepped and ready to go with my account. So whenever Ye and Whack went live with this interview, that I could, be able to participate and listen to that discussion. So basically what happened was Clubhouse decided to pull some host shit, guys. So without really giving too much up before we get into the video, I just want to say where you can find this if you do want to see the whole interview, because I'm just going to be playing clips. So my source of being able to locate this video was actually cozy.tv. Guys, so if you are interested in looking for the entire interview and listening to it, which I would suggest you do, there was a lot of interesting parts in the video, in the interview, and so it's worth it. And I still haven't even got to see the whole thing because, well, you'll see, guys. So let's get into it. Let's just get right on into it. Let's dive in. And so this is the website here. if you need to reference that, like there it is. And so, yeah, guys, let's get on into this, and then we will see what we have to say about it. Okay, let me just do some readjusting here. Sorry. This is like reconfigured, I guess. Cool. All right, guys. So this is Cancel Proof channel on Cozy. As you can see here, if you're not familiar with this website, this is Nick's streaming platform that he was the brains behind, and it was as a means to an end for him to be able to do his show, because he was literally deplatformed from everything. And so you can see all the different channels here. It's a great site. I definitely recommend, 10 out of 10. So let's get into the interview here. And I'm going to be skipping around different parts, giving a little bit of commentary. But for the most part, if I play a clip, I'm just going to let Ye speak all the way through and not interrupt the man of genius. So here we go.
You heard it go out then. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. All right. Well, hold on. Let me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Where'd you go?
Yeah, I didn't go anywhere. I'm still here. I don't know why that was weird. But when you become president, what would be some of the executive orders that you'll implement effective immediately?
I think we start by ending the most favored nation with China because of the coronavirus and fentanyl. China is shipping fentanyl into the U.S. That's one of our biggest crises, and that's a part of China's takeover of the U.S., hitting us every way possible. See, I know people point towards China all the time. They lost the Industrial Revolution, and they actually have books about how they have 100-year plan to become the new world order, and that's the ability to print the money. That means that we will follow China, that they will be the most influential nation. Right now, America is the most influential nation, but you have companies like Comcast that run everything, and they use the Jews, they use celebrities, they use Disney, Hulu, they use magazines, they use all of that to control a lot of the messaging, to push us, to excite us, to get us just talking back and forth. Meanwhile, all of our industries have been completely shattered, and the places where we used to have steel factories throughout middle America have now gone away, and we have opioid crises instead. So we're going to start right there. Defund all federally funded abortions. More Black people are aborted than born at this point in New York City. That's 2022. Also, the number one cause of death for Black people is abortion by far, over anything you could think of, over any type of crime, heart disease, drugs, police, all of these things. Suspend all foreign aid. We have to focus on our country. We are the inventors.
Love
we
it.
invented,
Love that.
Ford, Apple, Disney, McDonald's, just America. America is the youngest startup in history. So, when I hear the inventors, the amazing minds coming out of these colleges, the people who know how to create energy from tires, alternative energy sources, like Tesla said, the earth is a giant generator. And then Commonwealth Edison basically started electrocuting animals in the street. And then Tesla died without a penny trying to sell a nuclear bomb. But the information that he had would have freed us all. So I always say, like, what if Tesla, had an Instagram? How much more free would our people be right now? Then you got the original BLM. It's not Black Lives Matter. It's Bureau of Land Development. I know about that because I got over 13,000 acres in America. I got 300 acres in Calabasas. I got property in Malibu. I've got over 12,000 acres in Wyoming, multiple properties, and it is very difficult to build. So that forces us into TikTok, into Second Life, into an alternative version of the real world. And the real world is the real video game. That's on earth. It shall be on earth as it is in heaven, like we pray.
Amen.
But if we get if we've got the Bureau of Land Development blocking developers, and that's not even me, it's like a celebrity, coming from music, attempting to build homeless shelters and cities of the future. I'm talking about straight up good old boys like Catholics, that can't even build in America right now. So those are some of the main ones.
So, what did you guys think of Ye's potential platform? Um, Obviously, like, he's saying all great things, whether or not these can be applied to a potential presidential candidacy in the current um, landscape that our country is facing right now is a whole nother discussion. I mean, we're facing huge challenges based on what we already have here, which is massive amounts of degeneracy and retards, quite literal retards in our country, that don't even know what's best for their own selves, let alone what is best for the country and other people. They're godless people who have no, you know, they have no regard for anyone other than themselves, which is the definition of Satanism. And so it's a hard road ahead for anybody. I mean, it's a hard road ahead if we ran Donald Trump. Like, that's not even a certain win against like anyone else in 2024. And Ye is coming out much more controversial than Trump. I mean, it is a different dynamic because a lot of people are energized by what Ye is saying right now because he is so like just outrageous, and like that's kind of what we need right now because of how outrageous the other side has been with all this like gender ideology bullshit, the CRT stuff, the the way that they treat our country, like as if we're these like colonialists, like like pillaging the rapists, which is like ridiculous, and talk about stolen land and all this other nonsense that they've been talking about for years, and really like brainwashing young children who now actually believe that. And these people have voting power, guys. So to say that we have challenges that are ahead of us that are dire and they're great is an understatement. So I mean, I like his platform. There's certain things that definitely sound great, but can you get them done? We'll see.
But back to what we're saying on the death penalty. There's so many. I got a letter yesterday from a white gentleman because apparently white lives, I guess, don't matter. But this is a white gentleman because I said white lives matter, and all of a sudden I got 4 stadium shows canceled. I had what's the place where the Rams play? I was gonna make that my living room for like a couple nights, and they they how I do because I put a bed in the middle, go to sleep, and people watch it. So
I'd watch.
So I was gonna make the stadium my living room for a little bit,
I'll buy a ticket.
And then I wore the White Lives Matter T-shirt, and apparently I didn't know White Lives didn't matter. So I wore the T-shirt.
And they do, by the way.
And it's interesting because a white gentleman wrote a letter to me from prison and just talking about how he was wrongfully accused, how he was living a normal life in college, and they got all of this evidence, and he's still locked up. So let's get to death penalty. Not only can people be wrongfully accused, with our judicial system, people could be wrongfully executed. So until we take the time to really, really check the DNA and put people with Christian values. Now, I'm tired of this moral compass conversation because it'd be people that's like, hey, I'm a good person, and I'm in a different place. I'm in a different place. Me and God, we got a good relationship. That ain't no good relationship. You just don't want to listen to him. That's not a good relationship.
And to me, that is like the whole cope that people say that like, oh, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. Like, bitch. Okay. This is just another way to put it, but I'm gonna let him finish because I didn't want to interrupt him. But I just wanted to say that it's a cope
relationship. Oh, I got a good relationship with God. No, you don't. You up here not trying to listen to God, right? And these are the kind of people that are setting our laws with the corrupt system, right? So then we're gonna have a death penalty. We got to remove certain things. Like people will ask me, like obviously, I'm pro-life, life period, life from, from pro-life on babies being born to no death penalty, but also, we can't immediately apply any kind of laws to abortion. And I know all my writers are going to be like, wait, what are you talking about? Until we present an alternative. Because people who go to get these abortions feel that there's no alternative. Ain't like people don't.
So what do y'all think about that, guys? There was two things that he touched on in that clip that I thought were important, and that was the death penalty and obviously abortion. And I'm torn. Like, obviously, I'm pro-life. I just don't know what we're gonna do about our whole entire system of government. That is the crux of this whole entire argument when it comes to, like, do we make abortion federally regulated or not? Because if the country keeps going in the way that it's going now and we cannot course correct, then obviously states' rights are so important. And even if we do end up, course correcting this whole thing and, you know, getting the pendulum to swing back to the moral side and like the Christian side and the right side, I mean, still a part of me is hesitant to say we'll do away with state rights and just institute a federal ban on abortion, because I think a happy medium there would be to completely take away all government spending on abortion care, including Planned Parenthood. If people want to start local charities or like groups that supply women with like childcare or like mammograms and gynecological services for pregnant women, that's fine. I understand the argument why certain people say that they need Planned Parenthood, but right now Planned Parenthood is operating as like a front, like a business front, basically. So it's as if they're like selling cookies in the front and fucking crack in the back. Like it's not what it's not what it says it is. It's not what it seems. And all these people that try to make this argument are straw manning. They're trying to say like, well, what about women's services? What about women's health services? Like, bitch, that's not what Planned Parenthood is there for. You realize that, right? You're making an idiotic argument when you say things like that. So I feel that the first thing, obviously, we need to do is cut a lot of government funding, but starting with like no more foreign aid and no more government-funded health care or government-funded abortion would be a happy place to start. And then once we kind of gauge where the country will be going and whether or not we can turn more people to our side, then maybe talk about a federal ban type of situation, or even just amend the Constitution with something like that, But that's a hard one. But I am definitely all the way pro-life. I feel like if at the same time I am libertarian in that if that's something that you're gonna do, I mean, you can make things against the law and be against them all you want, but at the end of the day, humans are gonna do what they want to do. So if that is the case, and that is, that's the reality of where we're living in this world, then there should be access to it, but it should be something that you have to pay for completely yourself, and it should go back to being a shameful thing that you don't talk about. Keep it to yourself if that's what you're going to do. And you should repent for those sins, and you should feel some sort of sorrow and regret, and you should feel something over that. It should not just be like a trip, an afternoon trip where you go get ice cream with your girlfriend afterwards and then you like talk about it on Facebook. Like, no, it's disgusting. And then as far as like the death penalty thing goes, I mean, I feel like I've always been pro death penalty. It's hard because he makes a good point with like, if you're pro-life, how can you be pro death penalty? But I believe that, Jesus was, he was not just this like docile person. He did, and there was punishment to be had for certain people that, perpetuated wrong behaviors. And he did have an assertiveness about him and a way to teach people by punishing them. I mean, look at what happened with Noah. Like the people were out of control on the earth, and he had to send in a flood to rid the earth of its, demonic and evil ways. So I just believe that there is supposed to be retribution for certain things, but I do agree with him that if we are going to be executing people, we need to be making absolute sure there needs to be some sort of like DNA evidence, I believe. If you can't prove it with DNA, then, maybe not, but if you can prove that someone did something disgusting like murder or rape, and you can prove that with DNA, why not execute them? I believe in that. I do. So let me know what you guys think about both those topics. I think it's interesting what he is saying, but it's like I said, it's just the country that we live in and the world that we live in. It makes it so nuanced and hard because we used to have somewhat of like similar values with like everyone in this country, but we've gotten so far past that it's like impossible, it seems like, to overcome this obstacle of getting people to come back around to God and seeing things from a moral perspective, because people have been brainwashed with demonic teachings of Satan and just disgusting, just only thinking about yourself and what you want to do at any given moment and fulfilling your innermost desires. I mean, we're depraved people right now living in this country, and it's gonna be hard to turn that around. But I mean, Ye seems like he's up for the challenge, so let's see what the next clip has.
Not that we was directed by Disney and it's like, oh man, they came together on this thing I'm watching on HBO or Hulu or Disney, but in real life, that people would take a financial sacrifice for the truth because the truth will set us free. Like, who is Phil Knight? Ain't nobody exploited nobody more than Phil Knight. Are you kidding me? The head of Nike, and it's so funny how God got a sense of humor for him because he's now come and put money publicly towards the Republican Party because the company he created is getting gang banged. And maybe that's not that Christian to say it like that, but Phil Knight, your company is getting gang banged. So go ahead and go back to your house and walk 10 steps in front of your wife, like when I seen you in Palm Springs and you was walking 10 states. How you going a walk with your wife and you 10 steps ahead? I was like, see, that's why I don't like Nike. If this is the person that's setting the uh, what do they call it? The environment or whatever. It's another word for that I'm missing right now. But the environment at Nike, of course, ask anybody that's ever dealt with Nike. You know, they've treated people. They didn't treat people good. They were treating me really bad when I had the Red October, and that's part of the reason why I ended up going to Adidas. This is all related to Kyrie. This is where I'm going with it, but certain things just spark other things that I would like to tell y'all.
Okay, so I did actually end up missing the mark on. There's just like this one little line he delivers that I really wanted to show you guys because it was, it's in my description of this video. It's probably going to be actually the title, but this was the ultimate yay moment. This was like highbrow quote level, just 4D chess type of mind think. So let me just rewind just a little and then I'll go back to that part.
Change that can happen just by two of us standing on something we believe in at one time. How many times it was only me at the telethon, only me at running on stage saying this is the best video, only me. You know what I'm saying? And this is the first time they say, man, I know y'all got Ye pegged as crazy, but look at this documentary right here, which, mind you, is still up on Amazon, and ain't nobody talk to old boy. Ain't nobody talk to Bezos or who the new CEO is on Amazon. So it's like we're starting to realize that was that one moment. And Kyrie, he really took that hit on not on my behalf, but on our behalf and on God's people's behalf. That you got to see what happened at the point when Nike was treating me like how Chase was treating me, like how Adidas was treating me, that I was willing to stay with Nike because of how much I loved it, because of the value that we place on brands due to propaganda and just mental manipulation, all the Edward Bernays advertising. Why did Nike swoosh mean something to you? Why we want to be like Mike instead of wanting to be like Christ? Why every half the numbers in the NBA is number 23? All of that is branding, mental branding. And then you get a brother like Kyrie, well read information. And another thing, you take like Jalen Brown, you take Kyrie, you take a couple people, right, who they family is gonna be all right no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple family members that might ask me for a loan here and there, but my family got jobs, right? So that means that I don't have to listen to nothing nobody got to say. If I want to get rid of all my money and go to like riding skateboards or driving an Uber for the rest of my life, I can do that. But you know what they go and do to the NBA players? They'll be like, well, what about grandma? What about your auntie? You don't want to go back. You don't want to be shamed. You don't, because they got a position. They're going to give you some type of job, some type of Shaquille O'Neal job for the rest of your life as long as you play the game. And with Kyrie, he got 1 year left. They question it like, will he even go, would he go play basketball again? And it's interesting to me. I know you got a question later about Candace Owens. Man, you got to understand, like in 1 week, I went in Trump, Alex Jones, and then Elon.
He sure did. So, I don't know. Like, I made timestamps, guys. There was a one line I guess I missed somehow, but I did write it down. I just want to express this to you guys because it was, a stroke of genius like no other. Hopefully I saved it because I'm gonna feel real stupid if not. But he was basically saying, there's a lot of people out there that agree with me. Ye was saying this. There's a lot of people out there that agree with me. So the quote was, "What's the crazy part? What I'm saying, or that I'm willing to say it?" Which, my God, it is so true. It is so true. I mean, if you really think about it, because what he's saying, a lot of it is hyperbolic, or it's just for shock value, or it is just to open up a discussion. It's not technically, or maybe even how he even feels. But is it what he's saying, or that he has the balls to say it? And I would tend to think it is the latter. So let's get into our next clip, guys. We just got a few more of these left. I just wanted to make sure this interview got out there. Like, I mean, I like to be able to do what I can anytime they're trying to censor this man. I'm going to seek out the truth, and bring it to my channel as I see fit. Because, I mean, if ideas are dangerous and you can't talk about certain things, what kind of path are we on? A road to hell, if you ask me. So let's get into this next one if I can find it. There we go.
And I lived. Now let's open up the conversation.
Okay, this is kind of a long
see
clip,
that
guys.
Jared Kushner was standing next to Trump the whole time.
So bear with me here. This is going to be a longer clip. So just forewarning you, it's like, I guess about 7 minutes. Okay, so I might stop it here and there in the middle, but it's an important clip though. There's a lot of good stuff in this one.
Time, and Rahm Emanuel was standing next to Obama the whole time, and then Rahm Emanuel went to my hometown and destroyed that city. And what I liked is I was talking to a friend of mine that just took $30 million from Ari Emanuel. I'm sorry, he ain't got money like that, from a investment company that Ari Emanuel is associated with. And I heard they big mad. I heard he mad. I heard, hey, Ari, you mad? You mad? Oh, what, Ari, what you so mad about? Oh, because they keep on making you put them articles out because you at the lowest level of the power structure.
Oh my God.
Is that why you so mad, Ari Emanuel? Oh, what? Oh, how does the power structure run? Okay. We got China headed to be potentially, if it's not for Jesus Christ, the New World Order, the New America. But previous to that, we do have Christian ran families, the Medici, 1,000-year-old families. They sit above the Vatican. The Vatican sits above the financial groups, BlackRock and Vanguard. Vanguard sits above Putin, Kim Jong-un, Biden. And you know who's under all of them? Ari Emanuel, Hollywood, It is the first line of defense for the CIA for mind control.
Oh my God.
Come and get me.
Speak on it. Yay.
Okay, my other question for you is, what do you mean when
No, you understand? I said, come and get me. What I just said is far past anything anybody.
He had to stop this man. He said, y'all ain't gonna skip over that one. Yeah, I just dropped a fucking bomb right there. I just dropped a nugget on y'all's head that y'all don't even understand right now. I need you to run that back and realize what it is I just said. Okay, he had to stop that man. And listen, God bless him. God bless him for doing this. You know, even if you believe it or not, that is your business. That is your prerogative to believe whatever it is that you want to believe. But don't you want to hear other differing perspectives? Like, aren't you, are you really like married to the notion that what people tell you is the absolute truth and there's no other point of view? You know, like it's ridiculous if you really start to critically think about that. And that all these people are just brainwashed and think that like, oh, what he's saying is just completely false. Like, even though you have no understanding of what it is he is saying, you know, it's so easy for people to just write this man off and as crazy or as just talking out of his ass. You know, maybe just listen for once. You know, that's a thing.
Nobody in my position has ever said publicly. You understand that? So we just riding on God at this point. I ain't got no security. Y'all know exactly where I'm at.
Shout out to that having God on your side. I appreciate you.
He ain't lying about that. Drive me crazy.
Yeah. you know, God got us because it's that time, because they seeing it, right? They seeing it and they doing it every time. You know, I got this joke. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell it. It's very racist.
No. Not you racist.
Okay, I do the whole joke in a Chinese accent.
There you go. All right, let's go.
Can we all just agree, guys, that we missed racist jokes? I mean, I still make them. I still enjoy them. You know, it's not being racist if you have no ill intentions. I just mean that, like, why can't we joke about stereotypes anymore? They're funny, you know? And like I said, another, you know, rebellious thing in me, you know, if you tell me I can't joke about something, I'm going to joke about it. Like, I'm going to joke about it even harder. So can we just admit that we miss racist jokes? Can we all participate in that again? And not just me and a certain few people, please?
Come on, man. I know you're going to say it's very wrong, but watch this. Okay, so when I wear the red hat, when Kim had the responsibility of watching me,
oh my God,
they came to her and said, "Go get your nigga," and then Kim comes to me, "The red hat, you got to take that off. You can't wear it to the White House." She said, "Look, my job is done."
Not him calling
Mama,
Kim his handler.
You know what I'm saying? So,
oh my God.
Then I go and I put White Lives Matter on a t-shirt. And they're like, well, we can't go. Oh, you know what? Let's go get celebrities. Let's go get Puff Daddy. Let's get Dave Chappelle. Let's go get Meek Mills. What made somebody think Meek Mills could say something to me? What made? No, this is the funniest thing of everything. Yo, man, I'm about to start crying, laughing, man. Somebody thought Meek Mills. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Meek's a gangster.
I'm not gonna get to my
Meek's
joke.
a gangster, gang. Meek is a gangster, man.
Somebody said, "Oh, Meek." No, I'm literally in tears. So,
oh my God, his laugh, like to hear a man or like any, you know, men in general, but like to hear him laugh like that hard. It like you can't help but smile and laugh yourself. Like it truly is heartwarming. He seems, you know, to me. Yeah, he's got issues. He's got a ton of problems in his life right now, but he seems to be at peace somewhat in his soul. And that's what happens when you find God. But it's so funny. The way he is laughing at this, it really took me, like, out, you know? And it's so true. Like, who thought that they could come and get Meek Mill, Mr. I eat French fries in my lap in the pool, Mr. You know, I tried to piggyback off of the back of Nicki Minaj, Mr. Dirt bike rider, Mr. You know, he thinks he's a badass because he rides a dirt bike through Philly. Meek Mill? Drake? What? Okay, that was I enjoyed this moment.
Yeah.
The world tour or your girls tour, right?
Hold on. No, somebody's
Somebody's dying laughing.
It's like Meek Mill.
I cannot.
Okay, hold on.
I literally can't.
Okay, that was not my joke, but somehow that part was really funny to me. Okay, so
100.
okay, so
100.
okay. Hold on.
Oh my
Let me
god.
think of something really not funny for a second. Okay.
Laughing that hard is like medicine to your soul, honestly.
You know when you having sex, you
I
try
hate
to think about something really unrelated.
Oh my god.
Let me think of something really not funny. Because every time I think about that,
No,
I
this
can't
is
finish my
crazy.
story. Okay, somebody thought they could get me
This is
Oh my
crazy.
god.
Okay. Anyway, so they say, Puff Daddy, go get your nigga, right? And then Puff calls me, with a wire on, right? And he's just like,
Not a wire.
yo, I'm gonna beat up anybody with the White Lives Matter shirt. And then so that's why I was like, yo, leave me alone. You fed, you working for Jewish people. So then they was like, went to Ari Emanuel and they were like, yo, go get your nigga. And Ari like, bro, I don't really like, yo, this man is like really just prepped for war at all times. Man, I really, okay. All right, here I am. I'm Ari Emanuel. I want all the, businesses to not do business with my name, Ye, by the way. I want them to like not do business with Ye, right? And then they freeze, they debank me. Adidas sues me for like 200 75 million for marketing that we agreed upon. That was, I get into a longer story on that. And they freeze my accounts. They my royalty for the next 4 years was $500 million a year, $500 million cash, one more zero than Dave Chappelle for the next 4 years. That's what was in contract if I didn't do nothing. If I just Yeezys, foam runner slides, all that, And so within 1 week, that's the whole thing. Oh, he lost $2 billion in a day. Then I went on Alex Jones and I said, love everybody. I said, love everybody because they, I ain't gonna say who it is. I ain't gonna say what doctor it is. I ain't gonna say what hospital it is, have been trying to make us love certain things, love the Grammys, love Nike, love killing each other, love opioids, love strip clubs, right? But it's like, no, you can't love this person. You can't love, no, you got to hate this person. This is a demonic figure and you got to hate this. So me, I'm like maybe a little bit autistic. I think I'm more autistic than I am bipolar, right? I think that's an incorrect. I don't think I'm bipolar, but I am like an autistic person because you seen by me being on stage with Drake last year, Kendrick said he got more growing to do. I can't help but love. I love Ari Emanuel. I can't help but love. I don't have nothing but love. So then I said, I love Hitler, meaning I love everyone. It's for God to judge. It's for us to love, and that's to be Christ-like.
Another bar.
And then Ari Emanuel goes to his bosses in China and says, what am I gonna do now? It's like, and they like, I don't know. We love Hitler too.
Oh my god. So that was his joke, guys. All of that was leading up to that joke right there. We love it. We love to see it. We love a little jokey joke. It's called We Do a Little Joking. So, yeah, guys. He said a whole lot there in that clip. And he's spitting game, and I'm here for it, guys. My role in this is to absorb it, to process it within my own head, make my counter arguments, figure out what it is that I believe in regards to what he's saying, and then we go from there. It's called we have a little discourse. So let me get into the final few clips. These next ones should be relatively shorter than that. So. It's just, it's a great interview, and I think they're going to be coming out with a second part, so I might make like a part 2 to this, and see what else he's going to come out and say.
made
and
Sexy
maybe
Back,
make a second
he
one.
redid the drums. It took him 10 minutes to do it. And then for the next 2 hours, he just talked about couldn't nobody do it but him. Can't nobody do this but me. You came to the right place. I'm the only person that could do this. Right here, I'm just sitting there, just listen to him. Like when Pusha T would have to listen to me talk for a long time. Or like how y'all had to listen to me talk for a long time right now. Thank y'all for being my therapy today. I've been going through a lot. But anyway, I want to say Jay Brown went and there was someone who had the sample also. He went and bought the song to ensure that the first time you heard that was from me. So me and Jay Brown have our differences. Like he got a difference. Like he feel like it's okay to wear jackets with leather sleeves and wool bodies. We agree to disagree. But he has done
Allowing that man.
a lot. You know, this stuff is like funny to me. I'm one of these people that you
He's
can
hilarious.
tell obviously likes the sound of their own voice. And by the sounds of being the top 5 streaming artist of all time without no album out, hundreds of millions of other people do too.
Amen.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, somewhat of answer my question.
Okay.
Now my next question.
Wait a second. No, wait a second. He didn't sound energized on that though.
No,
I want
no.
Yes, period. He's gonna stop you right there, sir. We need you to get that energy level up. It's up, my guy. Please put some pep in your step, okay?
No.
Get him, yay. Get him, yay.
No.
Oh, shit, y'all.
I want to do a follow-up, but I know Ion's going to ask a question.
No, do the follow-up because I want your energy level to be high.
Okay, so my follow-up, I follow like the Israelite belief. And so the reason why I asked you that question about your path is because I love that journey. I see you're switching. And then from watching the Drink Champs video, you made a statement to say that, we're the Jews too. So like, where did that part come from? Was it something that you learned from like the Jewish people? Or is this something that you learned from your own side? And where do you intend to take that part?
When I went on Alex Jones, it's interesting. He talked about this. It's so funny. You wouldn't expect Alex Jones to specifically back up that thought and that theory. I would read the Bible. I'm looking at the location of the Bible. And I went and visited Bougie Banton, and I'm getting different people's perspectives on Christ. I have my boy Mickey Halstead also shares these same beliefs. And my question is, why are we the only people that don't have a flag? Well, obviously, our existence was erased. Those slave ships was real, bro. We are the Jew, and they are Jewish, like that of a Jew.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, you wanted to hear that? I'm already canceled, right? So I could say stuff like that. I want to make sure, because it was important. Even though we're not face to face, I heard in your voice that Timberland story that I tell all the damn time was not that funny to you. You was trying to get it.
Oh my God, I just love him. Only Ye can do what Ye does, and he has a way with words, guys. He does. He has a way with commanding energy, and it is something to honestly really behold. And I'm just so glad that he's found his voice and he's able to express what it is that he needs to express, and he's opening up a lot of eyes. So I am grateful, as always, to Ye. I did want to ask you guys what you thought about what that question was and how he answered it. And I'm also curious, and Nick has been so quiet. Like, oh my God, it's really hard. Like, I genuinely, because that was my favorite show. Like, America First was my favorite. Obviously, some of the episodes were, Nick is hardcore. And so, but overall, like, if you're looking for a super right wing, ultra conservative point of view, and delivered in a smart and charismatic and funny way, it was Nick. Like, there is no other show like that. So that's why I loved it so much. And so I'm so curious, and I wish he would be a little bit more vocal, like on Telegram, but I guess, he's got a job to do and he's doing it. But I would love to know what he thinks about this whole, like, Black Israelite question. And granted, I don't know that much about it, and I am a Catholic. I'm a Christian, so I don't really go and like seek too much knowledge as as it pertains to like what other faiths believe, because I just think that to a certain extent that's blasphemy. Like I believe the teachings that are taught to me in the Catholicism doctrine and the Christianity. So I haven't really looked into it, but I wish somebody would explain that to me, or maybe I should do a deep dive into it, because I want to understand, that point of view. And a lot of times it comes off to me as though like black people have this like superiority complex when it comes to the black Hebrew Israelites, like faith, or I don't know if you call it a faith or just like a belief. And I hope that's not the case, because it's one thing to say, like, oh, we're the true Jews, but then you're still like grouping yourselves apart from everyone else, and it seems a little like, like you're superior to everyone, and everyone else is inferior to you. So basically, what people are purporting the Jews do, and how what their teachings tell them, that all of the goy and all of the people that are not Jewish are below and beneath them, and there are some Jewish people that really do think that. So is that what black Hebrew Israelites think? And if so, what is the appeal to that for Ye? And I would love to know how Nick thinks about all of this as well. I think that's an interesting conversation that needs to be delved a little bit further into, because that is one thing that would give me a bit of a pause, in regards to Ye, because if you think that way, and I'm correct in my interpretation of what it is that they think, I just don't see that. I mean, or it could be that, maybe they think that like all people are God's chosen people. The people that believe in Christianity, or I should say not all people, but Christians, people that follow Jesus Christ's teachings and the teachings of the Bible, those people are the true Jews, in which case any Christian would be technically a Jew. So I need to get a little bit more understanding on that, and I wish somebody who like actually had more experience with it and actually practiced it or knew more about it could actually have a discussion with me. If you are watching this video and you are out there, let me know in the comments, guys, if you want to have like a discussion on that. I would love that so much. But if not, I would have to just look it up on the internet, and sometimes the internet is not super reliable on when it comes to like religious teachings and interpretations of things like that. So it's an interesting question, but I'm curious to see what you guys think of it as well, because that's the only thing in this whole interview that was kind of like, gave me a little bit of like, well, what do you mean by that? Like, what? And it always makes me feel that way whenever I hear it espoused, because sometimes people talk about it in an all-inclusive manner, like how Ye does for the most part. And then sometimes people talk about it how like other people, like Nick Cannon, once came out and said that like white people were animals or some shit. Like he said some crazy shit outside of his mouth in regards to being a black Hebrew Israelite. So I'm curious about it, and I would love to know more. So let's get into this.
Kim, and I'm doing an Easy Fashion Show, and we got the most visibility of all time. Then the richest man in the world would offer me a deal and then take the deal away from me and then hire my best friend and make him the head of Louis Vuitton, right? It was all to keep us at the Ari Emanuel entertainment level, because we stay on the path we're going, we get to Medici level. You go above Vatican. You go above Vanguard and BlackRock. But right now, Shorty got an investment firm that's half with, I'm not going to say what hospital is. I'm not going to say what the doctor is. It was a juice.
Oh my God.
No surprise.
I cannot.
But that's the thing, is you got to understand.
I hate him so much. So then, let's see.
Investment firm
I did not mean
that's
to do that.
half with, I'm not going to say what hospital is. I'm not going to say what the doctor is. It was a juice. So
no surprise.
So silly.
But that's the thing, is you got to understand, the Armenians work in the meatpacking district and the Jews work in the nigger packing district. The Jews are used by the Chinese to control the blacks. They just middlemen. they'll sell anything.
Facts. Hello?
That's real. That's real. I mean,
Come and
Definitely.
get
Definitely.
me.
Yeah, you definitely get some juice right now.
And so, guys, that was it. Like, that was literally it. After that they cut the interview, and not only did Clubhouse cut this man's interview, you know, after the last words that he spoke were "come and get me," after naming the Jews, they cut the interview, and then they swiftly delete this man's channel. Yay! They delete Ye's channel, and come to find out, per Nick, this interview was like already, brought to the executives at Clubhouse. Everything was agreed upon. They were excited about bringing Ye to their platform. Obviously, by doing this interview, they brought all kinds of different people and new people who downloaded their app, myself included. I know for a fact that they must have had a major increase in traffic due to this singular interview that was being hosted on their platform, and they utterly chopped him off at the knees right in the middle of his interview, of his thought. The last thing he said, which is so telling, and it's kind of like poetic justice, like perfect in a way. The last thing he said, last words that Ye spoke were, "Come and get me," and they did. They did. So just what do you think about that, guys? It's very interesting, if you ask me. And if they want to come for Ye, then they're gonna have to get through a lot of us. So I did want to show a couple other things before I get out of here, guys. And this was a clip from Charlemagne. Okay, Charlemagne, as this other girl I listen to, she calls him Charlemagne, because he is a little fruity fairy. But let's watch this.
Nowadays, man, I used to look at you as like a real revolutionary. Real revolutionaries didn't need money to change the world. Malcolm X wasn't rich. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't rich. Like, I don't understand why everything is so much about money and stuff to you now.
Because you need product. You need to own something to have a voice at this point. Because I'm telling you,
you already got it. You don't need to own something to have a voice. Yeah, you had a voice when you got on stage and you then said George Bush don't care about black people. You was using your voice. You don't need money to have a voice.
I could use my voice, but what happened if y'all don't buy no other albums? Then that voice, people gonna say, oh, he like Arsenio Hall, and he was turning up too much, and now you fired. But when you got money, can't nobody fire you.
No. Why do you talk so much about?
Yes. So I just like that little clip. I found that on YouTube. I wanted to share it just to pay this man his due, give him his flowers, I guess, if you will, even though I hate that phrase. But he's been a legend, guys. He told us back in the day, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And I would argue that he didn't care about any of us because, he helped do 9/11, allegedly. That's made up, invented thing that nobody thinks is real. But, I just thought I'd throw it out there. So then the last thing I wanted to show you guys, if you have not seen it, go check it out. It's my understanding that this has been banned. This song, like, I don't think you can get it on the major platforms, but Ye put out a new song, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's great, and it's Ye. So let's get into it, guys, and then we will get on out of here. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments down below, and please like the video, guys. Subscribe. Do it all, please. We're having more Ye moments always.
Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Just wait and see, someday we'll all be free. Take it from me, someday.
Waking up till I can't do this anymore, text. And the Bible said I can't have any more sex till marriage. No trip to Paris, the meek shall flourish. So where's my heiress? You wouldn't understand how thin this air is. Your friends are staring, everyone's a Karen, claiming that they caring. Wasn't given a fair hand, getting called from parents. God calls for prayers, thou song from their hands. I forget what fear is, I forget what fear is, I forget what fear is. Other than the fear of the Almighty Yeshua. Who knew you before you knew who you was? Where down the teeth for you respond to me? Y'all know honesty, y'all all honor me. I know cause the headlines why you wanna leave. You know I follow God, so you should follow me.
Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
I ain't never rock with none of y'all, no way. And I'm pulling up in that white OJ. Used to wear a watch filled with the O'Shea's. Jackson, if you're nasty. Tweeted DEF CON, now we past 3. Tweeted DEF CON, now we past 3.
Just kind of say, like, you like the uniforms, but that's about it.
No, there's a lot of things that I love, that I love, that I love, that I love.
And I just love him, guys. So that's real. That is real, and it is true. So y'all let me know in the comments, guys, what did you think about the interview? Go watch it on cozy.tv so you can see for yourself the full-length interview with Whack 100. And let me know if you guys want to see the part 2. Hopefully we'll get it. You know, they said last night that they were supposed to be recording it, the rest of the interview, and posting it, but I haven't seen it yet. But if it's just as great as this first piece of content, then I will probably be back with a 2-parter. So guys, let me know and hit that subscribe button, y'all. I insist. You know, I truly must insist. So I thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Y'all take care, stay safe, and yeah, guys. Until next time, I will see y'all later. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna finish. La la la, wait till I get my money right. Tupac told me back in the days, you know, you had to get your money right, and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.